All right, we're here live at the Tiger's Den with Mr. Steve Cechon. He is our new director of communications here at Bishop Timon. Steve, welcome to Timon.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to be here.
We're here also with Manny McLean. Manny was with the is with the audio video class.
How's everyone doing today?
All right. So Steve, let's go and start right off the bat. What brought you here to Timon?
Why wouldn't you want to be at Timon? Really? I mean, when I grew up I had a bunch of different addresses by the time I was in 6th grade. But I grew up in South Buffalo. All of my, I counted today, 9 of my uncles came through these halls. I didn't go to school here. And then there was a communications, so I always had a love for Timon. Then there was this communications job came open. It sounds like exactly something I'd like to do, and I've been having the time of my life the last couple of weeks here, couple of months.
Definitely, yeah.
So you were before this. You were at Channel 17, or?
Boy, that's my resume is all over the place.
We got a lot of rumors going around. So you got to clear them up right now. So let's give me the last couple of years.
Well, I was the my most recent long-term full-time job was I was the news director at WBEN Radio for 10 years. And after that, I took a 5-year stint and kind of did my own thing. I ran my own business. While I was doing that, I had a lot of part-time work. I did work at Channel 17. I helped produce a documentary on the opioid crisis while I worked at Channel 17. I was a news guy at WECK Radio. Did a lot of public relations and communications work. But everything kind of set me up to come here. All the little things that I was doing, a lot of web design and figuring out how to do websites. It's something we're going to be working on here. And, so everything kind of set me up to walk in the door here and be ready to hang out with Manny.
So I know you said for 5 years you kind of did your own thing, and you said
Yep.
you did your own business. Can you give us a little insight on that or some background?
Yeah, well, working as a news director at a radio station was I like telling stories, and that's what I do here at Timon. You guys see me walking around with my camera all the time. I'm looking for something interesting that I can share with the world about what's going on here in our school. And I like to tell good stories. You notice I'm not like taking pictures of anything untoward that's going on. Not that there's anything untoward going on in our school, but yet. Nothing that I've captured yet.
Yes.
I'll sell that to the tabloids.
It's like Bigfoot and Loch Ness. It exists, maybe.
But so I left the day-to-day world of working in the news because, when you turn on the news, you don't see a lot of good stories. It's usually a lot of, just trying things. And, I spent a lot of time in trials and covering politics, and it was just sort of a headache for me. So I went off and I'm on my own telling my own stories. I love Buffalo history. I've written 5 books on Buffalo's history. Working on my own, I was able to write for the Buffalo News, which I still do. I write 3 articles for the news every week about Buffalo history. And just working with people to kind of tell their own story. A lot of what I do here is what I've been doing for the last 5 years, except now I'm doing it, mostly exclusively for Timon. So running your own business is tough. It adds to show up here and know that I'm going to get a paycheck that's the part of a business that I don't like, is going out and constantly selling yourself and selling your business, because that's a hard thing to do. That's
Are you still freelancing at all, or?
Yeah, I freelance for the Buffalo News, but that's really about it, because they work you to the bone around here, man.
Yeah.
No, but there's so much going on. You go to a football
many hats
game
around here.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah, go to the football game, go to the basketball game, go to this, go to that. So but it's a lot of fun.
So what do you see right now as what you want to look forward to? What's on your docket right now you want to that we haven't done that you're looking to do in Timon, as far as you're concerned, or the direction of Timon?
Well, a lot of I've only been here a couple of weeks, and I'm one of the longest tenured people on my floor, which is nice because we're going to be able to start over and do, there are a lot of fresh eyes looking at things that have been done. We've been open here since, 1946. And some things have been going kind of the same way since 1946. So maybe it's time to tweak it a little bit and do some new things that are in the tradition of the old, but in a new way. For me, looking at things like our website, which probably needs a little bit of updating and making it a little easier. We're older guys. We know what it's like. We know that time travels quickly, and so you feel like you did a website yesterday, but it may have been 10 years ago. And when you're dealing with guys who 10 years ago were in, 3rd grade, and they look at our website. So trying to keep that in mind too, making sure that everything that we do
updated
is good for, looks good for our students, looks good for us, looks good for anybody who wants to take a look at what's going on here at Timon.
So you got Manny here, and you got a couple of guys from the school. I mean, what are you curious about from their perspective? And Manny's right here. Why don't you see what do you want to see from us or from him or from the students?
Well, you know what? I don't know who else is listening, but a lot of the guys who are in this room right now are the guys that I see everywhere all the time, which says a lot. Not just when I think of the AV club, I think of guys pushing around overhead projectors right in the hallway.
Right.
That's not so this is kind of the AV club, but we don't have overhead projectors anymore. These guys do everything. These guys do the presentations. What would you like to see that we aren't doing now?
As far as website-wise or just
everything, the school? I mean,
I think as far as the website, I liked what you were talking about, making it more accessible to people, making just so people could get on the website, kind of get a gist of what Timon's about, and just seeing, I want to go to the school or what the school is about, really.
Yeah.
I think accessibility is big.
And to have all of those stories kind of in one place, because I love history, but I like stories. So I was an English major who likes history. I like the story. If somebody did something in 1843, well, that's great. But I want to know the story. I want to know what his wife thought about what he did and what the neighbors thought about it. And I want to know the full story. So that's